Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we'll be taking a look at an abridged review of the first real YouTube series for abridging. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series by Little Kuriboh.
You know, sometimes people ask me if I play Pokemon. I don't.
Now, I would like to start off by saying, technically, this is the first English language abridged, and the first one to actually stay up, because there was a previous abridged in German of the Harry Potter movies, but because it is continually put up and taken down and put up and taken down over and over for literally decades, decade and a half now, that is not exactly the easiest one to reference, because any link I have may or may not be viable by the time I use it. And it was also in German, so I have literally no concept of what they're saying. I don't do German well. Or Spanish, Russian, Chinese. I barely do English well. Yeah. But I just want to get that out there. This technically is the second abridged, but it's the first English one, and it is probably the most influential, because Little Kuriboh set the standard for what an abridged needs to be.
Kaiba, you're a man, you've got no fans. Beat me if you can. Try to summon your blue dragon, it's gonna end just the same. King of games, then somebody's gonna put me in the Hall of Fame, saying we'll play card games.
He didn't just go out there and do it first, which he did. He didn't just raise the bar, which by being the first, he did by default. He didn't just do an amazing job, which he did at a time when that wasn't expected because he was the only one, so his competition was nothing. But he did. He created a genre, and truly, that is impressive. But I want to just do a little quick breakdown. Now, they can be many other things, but what he directly contributed is the definition of abridging. You're going to take a parody of an anime, usually, and you are going to introduce extreme elements that are funny. That is his main contribution to abridging, because although he has done many things that are really great, this is the thing that has made him the most famous. Not because it's the best thing he's done. I think his humor in general is amazing, but his pop culture references are just his highlight. But because he has codified humor and abridging as being synonymous, he has created the genre.
I activate this! Well, I activate this! And I activate your mama! Then I activate... What? You heard me, Kaiba. Your mama. I activated her. Yes, you can stop searching, Kaiba. After all these years, it turns out I'm your daddy.
By doing this, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged has introduced elements of pop culture, meta-humor, knowledge outside that you know would never work in an actual series, but can work because an abridged relies on understanding that this is a derivative form of entertainment. Not in the sense that it's lesser, but in the sense that it is something taken from something else. One from two, A from B. It is a work derived from understanding of a previous work. It's like fan fiction, or how the Aeneid is to the Odyssey. I went there. Yeah, I'm going with that one. Aeneid is fan fiction. The multiple ways he's attributed his humor, though, beyond just the meta-knowledge, is also how he hypes up his characters. The main one he does is by making them assholes. Not just a little bit asshole. Not just a little bit annoying. Not just dickish. I'm talking full-on, flat-out, unrepentant, massively narcissistic, self-indulgent assholes. Or, in Joey's case, absolute stupidity. Being so stupid that it has to be humorous. And the reason this works, the reason it fits in abridging now, is because of how he set it up.
Excellent. Soon my evil plan to steal an object from a small child will be complete.
You mean you arranged this whole tournament just to steal my Millennium Puzzle?
Exactly.
Did you even consider just asking me for it? I mean, do you have any idea how much time and money you've wasted with this whole facade? People have died because you wanted a necklace. I killed a gay clown for Ra's sake.
Look, are you going to play a children's card game with me or not?
It is overhyped but consistent. It is insanely dumb and unbelievable, but consistent. It is just out of nowhere, but consistently happening out of nowhere. When a new character comes up and they're suddenly ridiculous, it makes sense and you roll with it. Because he has established a norm of this is funny. This is how it works. When I say he's codified it, I mean the general parlance of how we look at abridging is literally based on him doing this. Because he has done this for over, as at the time I'm recording this, 80 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged over the course of decades with regular releases, some faster, some slower, but never stopping. And it is, frankly, impressive. He has done the voice acting for himself, and because he had to do his own voices for so long, he also established the trope of having males doing female voice lines.
Wow, Yugi, you have such small hands. I like that in a man.
Back off, bitch. He's mine.
My breasts challenge you to a duel.
What sets Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged apart from everything else, besides just the coding though, besides setting the basis, is that it's excelled at the basis it's set, which is why he set it, because he did a good job of doing it. Take Yami Yugi, for example, the dark version, the Pharaoh, who I may or may not be spoiling because it's been on for decades, Atom. I'm probably butchering his name too. In Yu-Gi-Oh! The actual series, he's the big good, except for Zero, but we're not going to talk about Zero. That's just fucked up. In the actual series, Atom is the ancient pharaoh stuck in Yugi's head, and he's more or less responsible for Yugi winning a lot of the early duels and a lot of the late ones, but not all of them, especially maybe, spoiler, one at the end. I don't want to spoil because that's actually a good plot point. If you haven't seen it already, it's actually worth looking up, yeah. In Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, though, the pharaoh is a dick. Not a little bit dickish, not a little bit at-holish. He is the trendsetter for exactly how different he could be. He is an inversion, complete 180 of how he's portrayed. Instead of being the big good who's really super powerful, it's the big douche waffle who is also super powerful. He is so self-absorbed. He loves himself. He is just insane. And it works because it's an inversion of what we expect. We thought, oh, hey, Atom, the big good who's going to help Yugi. And this one, it's like, he's going to help Atom.
And remember, no hickeys.
Huh? Yugi, you son of a I'm going to tear off your and shove them right up your and then on your with in the and your so then you'll have to sideways. Hi there.
The pharaoh's going to help himself. That just happens to coincide with helping Yugi and pride. And it works because it's funny. And this is why humor is the defining aspect of an abridged, at least as it was codified by Little Kuriboh. Because all of these things that he's established, that they were consistent, that they happen over and over again, you accept them initially, the very first time, because it made you laugh. Which is actually something that I truly respect, not just because I laughed and it was funny, but because humor is traditionally a way of getting across a message someone might be a little uncomfortable with. That's why jesters in medieval courts were a thing. They could tell the monarch something that would get most other people killed, and often did get most other people killed. But because the jester was funny, because you didn't take them seriously, you could laugh it off. This is something we actually see now with comedic takes on the news. In many ways, it's saying something that you just don't want to hear because the news is kind of bad a lot of the times. There's a lot of shit in the world that you don't want to see. But that's fine because when it's being told in a humorous way, it makes it easier to get through. Maybe it's still a hard pill to swallow, but you actually can, as opposed to, oh God, I just have to turn this off. That use of humor is actually what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stand out to start with, because it's funny. You look for it because it's funny. It makes you laugh. And it's consistently funny throughout. Even though, back when he started, humor on YouTube was cat videos. And while cat videos are awesome, and I will challenge anyone who says otherwise, fight me! Walmart, 9 a.m. on the 10th. If I'm not there on time, fight without me. It works. This is what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged so damn interesting. Now, I will admit, it has fallen by the wayside compared to some of the other Abridged series that have come out, like Team 4-Star or Joyride Entertainment or Schmuck Squad, but it's also consistently good. And I don't just mean a little bit good. I mean, every damn episode that you watch is a little better than the previous one. Maybe not a lot, maybe just a little, but there's never a backslide. You never feel like, this is not as good as it used to be. that argument was made before, but it was just people who didn't like the fact that he wasn't voicing all the characters, which I don't understand that. It never made sense to me. I just thought it was like, oh, hey, you got a bigger cast. Cool. Other people are like, oh my god, you've destroyed Yu-Gi-Oh! You monster.
Worst episode ever!
Yeah, he just doesn't care anymore!
These things were better when they were like 5 minutes long!
They should only be 3 minutes long!
Naruto Abridged so much better, God!
Why does he keep putting other voice actors in the show?
The Kuriboh guy's such a bitch! Ah!
Why is it different?
No more different!
I do not like different!
Different bad!
Me hate different!
Why did you change? Why?
I'm going to unsubscribe if this happens again!
But yeah, this is what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series so damn good. Because he established the precedent, and then he lived up to the precedent he set. Precedent. I can English. It works because he's entertaining, because he's using humor, and he's established a way of looking at the world that we're okay with. Humor is a great way to bridge a gap, and when you're creating a new format, it's more or less required at this point. As for the shows that have come after it, though, every single Abridged has to pay at least some homage to Little Kuriboh. Not because they'll explicitly call him out as being awesome, but because you cannot do abridging in any way, shape, or form without using humor. I've seen plenty of Abridges that are serious, but they always, without fail, start off on a joke, because that's how you draw the audience in. You can't start off on a flat line, on a serious note, because it doesn't have the same appeal in this format. That might change in the future. There might be a massive underground swell of people who want really dramatic, really serious, really sad editing to make abridging look different. And that might be good. I don't know. I will see it when it comes. But as of right now, as of the entire genre Little Kuriboh created, and I will give him full credit for that, humor is the defining trait. And that is explicitly due to him. That's the biggest thing I can say about Little Kuriboh's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series. Not that he hasn't done other things, and some of his other things are even funnier. I think just everything he's in is funny personally, but that's just me. As a series, this isn't the funniest anymore, although it's still really damn funny. It's not the fastest put out, mostly because even though Little Kuriboh actually has an insane schedule he releases on, there's a few other people who are just even crazier. And that's impressive in its own right. It's not that this is the most variety of humor. It's actually very consistent of asshole joke, expectation being thrown off, and then just narcissism. That's generally the humor in there. Every now and again there's a few different joke types, but they usually fall back in this layer. Oh, and meta humor. There's a lot of meta humor.
And now I summon Little Kuriboh imposters. No, there's so many of them. I can't tell which one is the original.
And that means you'll never be able to watch the Abridged series ever again.
No, I can't live without Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. It's so important to me.
Don't worry, Pegasus. There's always Naruto the Abridged series. But as everyone knows, that's just not quite as good.
Oh no!
It's consistent that way. It's what you go there for. It's actually not a bad way to build a brand, which is how abridging was created. It doesn't take as many risks because it was one entire risk. Everything about this was a risk because it hadn't been done in English prior to this. So it didn't need to take many risks because nothing wasn't a risk. It's like, how can I do this differently than everyone else? Because there was nothing else in English prior to this. And it worked out. And it's still going. And it's still getting better. And it's still drawing people in. It's still making people love abridging all over again because it is so damn fun. And for that, Little Kuriboh and everyone he's drawn in, thank you. I know. For an abridged review, this is more of a words I can't say, but it's an acknowledgement that this is one of the best abridged series on YouTube because of what it's established and what it's continued to do. A lot of the other reviews that come after this will probably be a little more critical, but this one, it just works. It just works. It works consistently. It sets your expectations, and it meets them, which is really damn impressive since a lot of things, it might set expectations, and it meets it some of the time. This one, it sets its expectations, and then it just does that. Sometimes it does a little better, but it never does worse. And that, especially over 80 episodes, that's just impressive. So all the same, everyone, I really hope you enjoy this breakdown of how to look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series. The other ones, again, will be more critical, but you gotta pay homage to the Godfather. And that's definitely Little Kuriboh in this case. If you enjoyed this video, yeah, thanks. I will put a link down to Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, the playlist down below. If you haven't seen it yet, why? Fix that! Also, don't drink anything. You will laugh so hard it will not ever make it to your throat. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And for everyone who's supporting me on Patreon, thank you so very much. It does make it so much easier to get these videos out, along with a bunch of other new original series that I'm starting to work on. So again, to all the Patreons who are helping supporting this, thank you. And if you're interested in joining, there is a link on the screen. For everyone else, thanks for watching again. See you guys in the next one.